And we're back, crafters. Went ahead and cut a piece of cardboard. I like the black base poster board that you can buy at Dollar Tree or whatever. I like to use this as the bottom, as a kind of, so the cardboard doesn't show when you get it completely built. But this, I bought a piece. I cut out a piece, and it is 5 inches long and 3 3/4 inch wide. I wanted to make the tiles just a little, the sewer just a little bit wider than I did my original one. So that's a piece of cardboard I cut out, and I cut out some 1 inch strips of foam board, and the whole thing I'm aiming for is I wanted to make the look like it was made of individual blocks, and this is where we're headed with this piece here. I went ahead and made this one, and so what we're going to do is go ahead and I'm just going to I want to put down these 2 pieces of foam board here on my sewer tile piece. And nice thing about foam board, I've started working a lot more with foam board because I used the blue camping pad, which is on my earlier videos, and it's kind of hard to get that in the wintertime. By the way, if you hear the wind outside the Dragon's Den, it is blowing terribly out there, so it's like blowing 40-50 miles an hour, so you might hear the wind on the video. Anyhow, I've cut these 2 base pieces of foam board here, and I'm going to get my hot glue gun and glue these 2 pieces on there. Easy done. You know, there's one, there's the other. Like I said, I like to make things. I have a really busy schedule. I'm also a writer and game designer, so a lot of times I don't have a lot of time to spend making terrain. So I like to make things simple and easy that I can put down on the table, and that's really functional. All right, I've got these 2 strips, you can see, laid out here. And what I'm going to do this one, for some reason, I wanted to make it look like old worn stone so I wanted to cut out these individual stone pieces and glue it to the base that I've already got down there. And each one of these stone pieces are 1 inch square. So I'm going to take my ruler and mark it off in inches. It doesn't have to be perfect because I like the worn look of rock, so especially in the sewer build. And so I'm just going to cut them and glue them on there. Now, I am under the philosophy, as a game master. By the way, I've been game mastering since 1979, so I've been around the block. I think the game should be, you only use terrain for combat situations or exploration situations like dungeons or sewers, where the player's going to explore areas. But for most of the game, at least 50% of the game, you should just play with theater of the mind. You don't need to train out the inn if you're not going to have combats in it. You don't need to train out the streets of the village if you're not going to have combats in it. You see what I'm saying? The only time you put the terrain down is when you need combat, when you're going to, or exploration, like if you're going into a dungeon and you're going to explore a dungeon. Okay, I've got my pieces of foam tile done. I want to make the individual blocks. I've got my glue gun ready. This is a pretty simple build. Nothing elaborate here. I'm just going to put the blocks down there with my glue gun, a little glob of glue. I'm shooting this video in a hurry. I have to get to work here for long, and I just wanted to get this video made. I got glue hairs everywhere. Anyhow, I just wanted to get this video made. before I go to work, because I haven't made any in a while. I have been really busy, and so I don't, you know, I don't want my viewers to forget about me. Okay, this is the kind of look it is right here. You see that? This is the. I kind of like the individual block. I could have just drawn these lines in, but I really kind of like the individual block. And see, you can trim this on the end, but here you get like an old individual worn blocks underneath the sewer. All right, and I'm going to do the other side because I'm having fun doing this. All right. Yeah. Now, when I say you don't need terrain for everything, that's just my style of play. You don't have. I think some gamers or whatever, especially newbies, they get confused. They think they got to have everything's got to be trained out before they can start play. And no, you know, you make your if you want to build a few scatter terrain is great. Modular terrain is great. That works well, but you don't need to have terrain for every little thing in the game. It's here's some more stone blocks for the other side. You know, I think the 50% of the game should be played in theater of the mind. Theater of the mind is in your imagination. You know, but if you got a good build is a good build, and you want to show it off, sure, that's great in the game. You got something you want to show off. I mean, and you got a great build. You know, it's just you don't have to get overwhelmed. You have to think you have to build all this stuff before you start gaming. The most important thing is to get down on the table and start rolling dice and start playing. And a lot of gamers, they just draw everything out. Back in the old days, my days, we didn't even have mats. I don't think, not for a long time. I think we just drew everything out on graph paper. Anyhow, this is the second. See how it looks like the individual blocks that I wanted? And if you get something overhang like this, easy trim. That's one thing nice about foam board. It is real easy to trim up. Okay, now we want to make this look like worn blocks. All right, and the best way to do that is to take you a aluminum roll, a ball of aluminum foil, and roll it. So you can see this. Roll it over your piece there, and it'll give it the texture of old worn rock. Because what I want weathered rock that the players are walking alongside of this smelly sewer down underneath the city. Okay, can you see that? That's a texture. I think you can see it. The aluminum foil ball gives it a texture that we will paint. Okay, we have got the two, let's say the long pieces for the sewer done. This is ready for painting. The next step is I'm going to black bomb us all. You don't use spray paint. I'm going to use regular craft black paint to give it to wash it all off, and then we'll take it from there. But this is the first two long pieces of your sewer done. Easy. You saw how easy that was to build. I made these right before I had to go to work in about 15 minutes. So this is the long structure of the sewer is done, and we will come back, and the next thing we're going to do is, I don't know, let's make a corner pieces so we can have our sewer turn. All right, so next thing we're going to do is make a couple of corner pieces in the same way we done this. All right, I will see you on the flip side here at the Dragon's Den. Bye for now.